What's going on, Collector Squad? It's been a while, but we're back with episode 3 of Squad Goals. This is mainly going to be a statue-oriented episode with all the recent reveals and everything. And there have been a lot of reveals the past month and a half. We just had Wonderfest, so we're going to talk about our favorite statues. I've got 3 picked out. Austin's got 3 picked out.
Yep.
And we also have a lot of big pre-orders we both made that we're also going to discuss. So I'm going to let Austin kick this episode off with his first statue that he saw.
Yeah, so like Drew said, Wonderfest was amazing. Everybody's just kind of been mind blown. It's like the statue world is like taking the next step. It's getting absolutely crazy. So like Drew said, there's tons of crazy stuff that was out there, but we tried to kind of narrow it down to what we like best. So my first one that just kind of really caught my eye that was shown was the Wonder Woman Dio, the Wonder Woman Courage, where it's her kind of jumping down into all of her villains, and it's amazing. Very similar to the Batman Sanity that came out by XM, but it's the Wonder Woman version, and it's kind of cool. You get both versions again, where you get the kind of full colored version where all the villains are colored along with Wonder Woman, obviously. And then you get the marble version too, where it's her, and then it's like all of the villains look like marble statues from Themyscira, which is really, really cool. And actually, if I were to get that statue, I'm not going to get it, but it is, if I were to get it, I would actually get the marble version. I just think that looks so cool, like where they do look like statues kind of just frozen in time, and she's kind of jumping down at them in that action pose. But XM doing those huge dios is unbelievable. Like, it's really brave of them to do. But I mean, Sanity sold out, and I think this Wonder Woman, if I heard correctly, I think is selling really well too, if not maybe even sold out already too. So awesome stuff. Again, I can't imagine the work that goes into that, sculpting all those different villains, and then obviously the hero that's in the middle of all of them. But I wondered how, because when I first heard that this was coming, the Batman statue was a little more kind of stationary. It was like he was just standing in the middle, and I wondered if they would kind of change that with the Wonder Woman one. I like that they went with the action pose of her just kind of like jumping down into the villains and them all kind of looking up at her. I think the concept and design and everything is really, really good, and the execution is really great as well. So either version you can't go wrong with if you're a huge Wonder Woman fan and you're going to take this home. But yeah, I was really excited to see that. Thought it was a really cool statue. So that's my first one for me. What you got?
I'm just blown away by this statue, dude. Hey, if you're a Wonder Woman fan, you have to have this statue.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, but the next statue I'm going to talk about is the Batman Who Laughs from XM. I can't believe I think I like it better than the Prime one.
Really?
One. Yeah, it's incredible to me. It's the wings. Just he looks like an evil, crazy angel, which I really like. And of course, you got the Rabid Robins down there, all doing crazy stuff, just like every Batman Who Laughs statue out there.
Right.
But the thing that really caught me off guard, and I absolutely loved it, was seeing the portrait without the metal covering on his face and his like crazed looking face, and the eyeballs like going in different directions. One eyeball is okay and the other is like messed up.
It's like the bulge.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's crazy. But it really captures, if you've read the comic, like, it really captures how you picture the character without his metal covering on. It's just an absolutely insane statue. If I had room for it, if I didn't have a bunch of statues coming in, this would definitely be in my collection. But it's hard, man, when you start collecting more and more, and you gotta cut stuff out. So I'll admire it on I'm sure the Batman statue collector and other people will be getting it, so I'll be checking it out on theirs.
You definitely can't go wrong with that. And it's, if you're like a Batman Who Laughs fan, you've got so many great choices. The Sideshow premium format's amazing, the XM one's amazing. Queen Studios just had the one on Throne, looks awesome, and then you've got the Prime one, which was the first one that kind of dropped, that just kind of blew everybody's mind. So yeah, and props to XM too. They released that originally, and it got a lot of hate. And they kind of went back to the drawing board, like kind of reposed it a little bit, repainted it, and it looks amazing. Like you can tell they reworked it. So yeah, that's awesome. So the second one that really kind of got my attention was the Batman on Throne by Queen Studios, which is also from the Metal line. Just a really cool concept. I mean, we're so used to seeing like Batman on top of buildings, on top of gargoyles, whatever, which is fine. I mean, that's how he's depicted a lot in the comics. But it's nice to kind of see a cool kind of change where he's on this kind of like gothic medieval type throne. It's got like a dragon and like a panther, and then it's got like the huge like skeleton with wings up behind him, which is almost like a separate statue in and of itself. Which I think you actually get the choice to whether you buy it with that behind you or whether you buy it with just kind of the throne and Batman.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
I think
Okay.
if you want to make it a little cheaper, you can. So they did give you that option, which I actually thought was pretty smart by them. But the Batman looks really cool. Nice, kind of gritty. Looks like he's like been fighting a lot and everything. Just kind of a very cool, strong looking Batman. I kind of like the darker paints. It looks really really cool. So, and I think you've got several portrait swap outs, kind of more intense or more just kind of like stationary type poses. But yeah, a lot of cool options and just a lot of work had to have gone into that because there's just so much detail all over that thing. And definitely, I think if you're a throne collector too, like if you like the throne pieces, that's probably a great one to add because you don't really, unless it's like customs, you don't really see a lot of like
Yeah.
Batman on
Oh,
thrones.
yeah. That is true.
So I think that was a really really cool piece. Not something I necessarily expected to see when Queen Studios first announced it, but think that was a really kind of cool piece for them to do, and it definitely caught my eye. So yeah, that's number 2 on my list. What
Nice.
you got?
So number 2 on mine, we're gonna stick with DC here. It's been revealed way before, like 4 months ago, but I got to see a lot more of it in all the videos that have been recently posted, and that's going to be the Queen Studios Joker, where he's got his finger pulling the string connected to all the grenades. It's probably my favorite Heath Ledger Joker moment in the entire Dark Knight movie. And the thing is, too, it goes against a lot of what we talk about. The clothing's fabric, the hair is rooted. I think I read on there it's like sheep's wool or something like that. But the thing is, it's like some companies try the fabric thing, it doesn't work out. But man, Queen Studios, dude, just knocks it out of the park. And the thing that really sticks out in The Dark Knight with the Joker is like his fabric and the details in the movie nearly perfectly match this statue. If it were sculpted, I don't think it would capture how the movie look. So really cool to see this statue. And the face sculpt is perfect. That's a big thing for me when it comes to this Heath Ledger Joker. Like, companies can nail this thing, but it all comes down to the look. And what's weird is with a lot of companies, when it comes to Heath Ledger's face for the Joker, they either capture it perfectly or they're just that one little mess up. It's way off.
It's way off. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for number 2 for me.
Yeah, that's a great one. And that's another one too, where it's like Heath Ledger. You have so many amazing choices, but like the companies just keep putting out this awesome stuff. So yeah, lucky if you're a Heath Ledger fan because you've got some fantastic choices to choose from. But yeah, my number 1, and this is just a lot of it is just because it's like a personal bias, but I love the Hulkbuster. So when Queen Studios, they showed that silhouette a little while back where it looked like it was several Iron Mans, maybe like a War Machine, and then it was like you could see big Hulkbuster in the back. So I've been waiting to see this one for a while. So it was fantastic to see it, and shout out to the fact that they did a freaking life-size Hulkbuster for the WonderCon. That's amazing that they did that. But yeah, the quarter scale Hulkbuster from Queen Studios looks absolutely amazing. It's huge. It's crazy expensive. I think it's like I want to say 3,000, 3,500 maybe, somewhere in that price range. So it's tempting to get, but it's just, God, that's so expensive. I just don't know, and I don't know where I would put it right now. I just got the big Johnny in from Prime One, so that's another like huge statue. So I just don't really have room for something like that big. But if I had the room, it would be tempting to somehow figure out a way to bring it into the collection because I'm actually kind of upset that I missed the XM Hulkbuster originally because that's just so expensive now. And it was actually, I think, $1,000 cheaper than this thing. But this thing is, it's amazing. All the detail, it's like battle damage. The paint looks incredible. Again, it's huge. It has such presence. Nothing like crazy dynamic, but again, it's Hulkbuster. It's more just like the intimidation of the thing.
That is true.
But Queen Studios, just all their Iron Man pieces right now, they're just absolutely killing it. And just kind of a special side mention, I do think I'm probably going to pick up the Iron Man from Age of Ultron that they had displayed next to the Hulkbuster, the Mark 43. So
He's been talking about getting an Iron Man forever, guys. He's been waiting for the perfect statue.
Gosh, I'm really, really picky. There's been amazing Iron Mans that have been released, but I wanted one that like kind of really fit my collection well. And I think I'm actually, even though I don't really do a lot of movie stuff, I feel like with Iron Man you can kind of get by with doing a movie Iron Man because his face is covered and everything. So I think since he's got like the Ultron arm on the base, I'm actually going to display him with my Black Widow premium format and the Captain America premium format from Sideshow that had the Ultron bots on the base too. So kind of put those three together. I think it'll look really good. But shout out to the Hulkbuster, man. He was my favorite from the whole con. Just loved it. Awesome piece. Can't wait to see when it starts to get into people's hands. I'll, like Drew said earlier, I'll just be enjoying it from afar, watching some reviews on it. But man, congrats if you're getting that piece. That's going to be amazing. What you got? Your last one.
My number one, it was revealed in the Prime One Studio Showcase about, was it a month ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, about a month ago.
Maybe even a couple. I can't even remember. Time flies.
The Godzilla King Kong diorama in Hong Kong statue, or statues, however you want to call it. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. You can ask Austin. There was a part of me that was like, should I sell my entire collection just for this whole diorama?
Sure, it all.
And I was like probably 50-50 at one point. Like I was like, good gosh, man, this is like one of the coolest things ever. Shout out to Prime One, by the way, for doing all the Godzilla stuff, because a bunch of the other statue companies aren't doing it. Even though XM got the license, I'm glad they did, but they're doing a lot of older Godzilla stuff right now. The coolest Godzilla is the one we have right now. So really glad Prime One's doing all this stuff for it. Unfortunately, just like the Hulkbuster and some of these other statues, I will enjoy it from afar, but I will be the first one to click all the reviews of it on YouTube when people get it in person. But let me talk about the statue now. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, guys. I'm not even that big of a King Kong fan, and King Kong looks awesome.
Oh, yeah.
His action pose is perfect. It's just captures everything you want as a King Kong fan. Even with the axe in hand, you have a switch out where you don't have to have the axe in hand, but obviously you want the axe in hand. And then Godzilla, the one thing that really made me nearly just drop everything and get this, and actually I almost bought just the Godzilla to replace my Sideshow one, was the light up feature that starts in his tail and goes all the way up to the back of his head. That just blew me away how good it looked, and then his eyes lighting up, and then his mouth lighting up, and all that. They really knocked this out of the park.
It's amazing. It really is.
And then what's cool too is all the vehicles that are in Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla King of the Monsters. All the vehicles from those movies that were really featured are somewhere on a building. And the diorama, it's just insane. And then the details on all the buildings, and it's just, and Austin told me about it. They did a breakdown. I haven't seen the breakdown of it, but talking about the cost, because a lot of people were upset about it. They said, no, it's with all the paint, the detail, the time it took, everything, it's the diorama, the price matches the product for sure. So yeah, they're still, just talking about it right now, I'm thinking about selling all my stuff just so I can get this thing.
I see you getting worked up and excited about it.
But I think I've got something else to help me out with my feelings. So I guess that'll start us off into the next segment.
Good segue.
Yeah, good segue right there. Now we'll talk about all the stuff we've pre-ordered. I know, and I can't remember if it was the first or second Squad Goals we did. We talked about all our pre-orders and stuff, but a lot more has happened
Yeah.
since those videos with what we've ordered. So
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and start with my biggest pre-order. I did because I've always wanted a Godzilla featured somewhere in my collection where he's just this huge piece, bigger than the rest. But I've always said that I'm not going to get busts. And so I broke my rule for this one. Probably the only time I'll break it. The Godzilla bust from Prime One Studios. I have pre-ordered it, and I can't wait for it. I have to like move a lot of stuff around, but I mean, it looks so good. It actually looks like the moment in Godzilla or Godzilla versus Kong, where he pops out of the ocean after he kicks King Kong's butt in their first battle in the ocean, where he's kind of got that like half grin on his face, like he's proud of what he's doing, and he's just dominating everything on Earth. It's pretty cool to see, man. I want that to be like the focal point and the centerpiece of my collection. So yeah, can't wait to get that one. But I'm gonna have to also figure out a way to display the back of the base. So I'm gonna have Austin help me pick out like some kind of rotating lazy Susan
Big
or something.
turntable.
Yeah, something. But yeah, so I've got a lot of planning ahead for that. I think I've already discussed some of my other pre-orders. I almost gave up on the Jin Sakai from Prime One Studios, but I'm sticking with it. I almost canceled that one because a smaller one came out for Level 52 Studios, but I've decided to get them both because I like Jin so
I'm
much.
glad you didn't cancel that, dude. It's gonna be amazing.
So, and what's cool is both those will be arriving at around the same time, whenever that is. It's when it's predicted to be here in like January, I think. Both of them are. So hopefully those will come around the same time so I can figure out my display situation. Yeah. And then of course the last one is my Heath Ledger Joker from Iron Studios. Yeah, really excited about that one. I'm kind of worried about the face sculpt on that one.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
It's hard, intense scale.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it'll still look good. Iron Studios does a good job.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's it for my pre-orders. As you can see, I'm just really amped about Godzilla right now. So I could talk about Godzilla for hours, so I'm going to kick it off to Austin and shut up now.
Yes. Oh, man. I was telling him earlier, I was like, when that Godzilla comes in, I'm going to be taking like selfies with that thing and stuff. It's going to be so awesome. I cannot wait to see that. I'm so excited about it. But yeah, so like Drew said, we kind of talked pre-orders a little bit in one of our past chats. So I'll go through kind of a few of them pretty fast, and then I'll kind of talk about the new stuff. But stuff that should be coming soon, the Mythos Obi-Wan should be coming in like the next 3, probably 4 months, hopefully even sooner than that. And then we're gonna have the Mando and Grogu premium format from Sideshow, so that's gonna be coming. Really excited about that. We'll have the Mira and the Red Hood 6 scales from XM, so those will be cool. My wife Emily is super excited about the Mira. She'll be like helping me review that one, so she's really excited about that. I think that's kind of the main statues that are coming kind of next. And then
I'm glad you didn't cancel the Red Hood.
Yeah,
that was one he almost canceled.
I was really kind of on the edge on that one, and I was like, I can't do it because I love Red Hood so much. It's one of my favorite DC characters. And then the game's coming out soon. I'm going blank on Arkham Knights.
Arkham Knights, yes.
So yeah, we're gonna be playing that one co-op together. I will be Red Hood in that. And then they just showed the next Teen Titans trailer for the live action series for season 3, and we're getting Red Hood in that too. So I'm so pumped about it. I would have been mad at myself if I ended up canceling that. So yeah, that's still coming. New orders, the Ahsoka premium format from Sideshow. So everybody was super amped about that. I even released a video kind of a while back, kind of predicting maybe like what style of Ahsoka they were going to do, and my hope was that they were going to do a Rebels Ahsoka, and they did. So I was like so happy. I love that style, and then just the animated version too of Ahsoka is kind of what we're, at least right now, it's kind of what we're more used to. So I think it's going to be an awesome statue, really well designed. It's from my favorite episode in Rebels, like that's what the base is based on when she fights against Vader and everything. So, oh man, I'm excited about that. So that one's coming. I actually have not officially pre-ordered it yet, but the Anakin Mythos statue dropped. That's 100% definite. Like that will be coming home. So he'll be going with the Obi-Wan, and that's funny too because we posted the Mythos wish list that I did, the top 10, and I went back and watched it after they released the Anakin because I was like, that is very similar to what I kind of wanted them to do, and I went back and watched myself, and I was like, I want like maybe the Clone Wars armor, Anakin. That's what they did. I was like, they should have switch out portraits like dark side, light side. They did that too. So I was like, yes, thank you, Sideshow.
They probably watched our video.
Maybe they did. So, but yeah, that was awesome to see. So I'm really excited about that. And then the big kind of pre-order that I'm just like, I can't even believe that I'm like getting these characters. I never thought it was going to be possible unless maybe like I got a custom statue of them or something. But the XM, Darth Revan, and Malak statues, I am so excited about those. I can't believe it. Like when they were first teased, I was like, there's no way. Don't do this to me, XM. And then I was worried too because I was like, okay, they're legend characters. Like maybe they're trying to do these. They've actually sculpted them, but then they're gonna have to go get them approved by Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm's gonna probably shoot them down. I was like, please don't ruin this. So they finally officially got released, all painted up. They pair amazing together.
Oh, they do.
That's one of my favorite video games of all time, Knights of the Old Republic. So I ordered both of those dudes like right off the bat. Like the morning they dropped, I was like, I'm getting them both. I'm probably going to have to, I've already sold a couple of things to kind of just start paying them off, and I'm probably going to sell a couple more things, but I can't wait to display those together. And the cool thing about those too, if you've seen the pictures, like you can have them facing off against each other, which if you've played the video game, you know that they end up, they fight and become kind of like rivals. But they also, earlier on in the story, they actually were master and apprentice. So you can actually pose them too, where they're both kind of facing out, where it looks like they're fighting together. So it's kind of a cool option to where you can kind of display them how you want to. But they just, XM looks like they killed it. And I love to see that they're going back to Star Wars too, because they knocked off like 4 Star Wars pieces, like bam, 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 like a couple years ago, like the Darth Maul. They did like a Vader Dio. What else? They did the Luke with his pilot suit. They did like a few good ones, and then it's like they stopped for a while, and now they've basically called it like they've got the Star Wars Legends license, so they can kind of go out and do all kinds of crazy characters. So I'm hoping they do a Bastila too from Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, I'm crazy excited about that to come in, but that will probably be sometime next year. So just stay tuned for that.
Telling you guys, 3/4 of this room is eventually going to be all Star Wars.
Yeah, Drew's been calling it for about probably 6 months now. He's like, you're going to sell half your collection and make it Star Wars. And if they keep pumping out Star Wars stuff like this, it could very well be the case.
Shoot, I mean, they're doing your old Legends characters. He's literally, guys, for like since we've been collecting together, and I've gotten into it with him. He's been talking about if he could get statues of both these characters. Like, he's been talking about this for probably 4 or 5 years. He was like, yeah, but they're never going to do it. And now it's pretty crazy. It's just crazy to see where statues have come. I've only been in it, well, okay, I say back 4 years. I've been keeping up with him collecting, like, since he started, but I've been collecting now, I think, going on 2 years. And just the 2 years I've been collecting, it's just nuts seeing all this stuff. Like, I was so worried that they would never make Godzilla stuff again. He was worried about this Star Wars stuff, and now all this stuff is coming out with Queen Studios and more of these studios like raising the bar. You're starting to see a lot of these other smaller studios or studios that have been doing it a long time, either like kind of bowing down or bowing out in a way, which is just crazy to see. But it's cool, man. I'm loving where statues are going. More and more people are collecting now. It's absolutely crazy.
It's amazing seeing kind of like the next kind of generation kind of growing up too, because I mean, you just see such a wide range of people collecting. I mean, you see like guys in their 20s, girls in their 20s, all the way up to like 60s. I mean, just like it's a huge range, and we all kind of love the same stuff. And then just like you said, where the statue game's going, I remember when I first started, I think it was like maybe 6 years ago now. It was like I would go on YouTube and I would watch like room tours, and everybody had the same stuff.
Oh yeah.
It was like just all sideshow, and everybody had the same pieces, and it was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I loved seeing it. I was like, this is amazing. I love all these different statues, but it was just like everybody kind of had the same
Oh, yeah.
look to their collections because there wasn't much to choose from.
Mhm.
Now it's like, unless you're just a millionaire, you can't afford everything, so
Yeah.
you've got to make specific choices, and now there's a lot more variation in
Oh,
people's
yeah.
collections. So I think it's awesome. It's just making the community even better, and I'm excited to see where it keeps going because I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just growing. So
Yeah, it's like Austin said, it's like you can look for videos now, like even like a horror statue collection.
Uh-huh.
Like, even though it's kind of creepy to watch, but it's like the alien busts are all over the place,
Yeah.
and just stuff like that, and all. And I mean, videos like that. Then you have all DC or all Marvel. I think the video, even though I'm not a Star Wars collector anymore, I got rid of my Darth Maul piece.
Yeah.
That was very hard for me, but I'll vicariously live through Austin and his Star Wars stuff.
I'll keep it going.
But it's just the coolest videos I've seen are like these rooms where it's just like all Star Wars, and it's so cool to see, man. I'm loving where everything's going. So
For sure.
yeah. Well, I think we're done. We just talked, as we say in the South, 90 to nothing
Yeah.
for about 20 plus minutes, just
It's
about
fun.
statues. So, guys, smash that like button. Get us motivated to keep pumping out content like this. Got a lot more stuff coming. Got some from the Vault videos. It's a series we've kind of started on the channel. We'll be reviewing some of our older statues. Maybe even compare them to some of the new ones that are out. We've got some CGC grading coming in very soon from some stuff I sent in, so I'm very
Nice.
excited. Trying to think of what else.
Got a new Magic set coming out next
Oh,
month,
yeah.
so we'll be. I know for sure. I told Drew I'm definitely going to be getting a booster box of
Yes.
that. The Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. It's the first time where they're mixing Magic and Dungeons and Dragons, so
Mhm.
that's going to be really cool
Yeah,
too.
that's
so,
gonna be sick.
yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, so we'll do a lot of openings there. So smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, guys, and I'm gonna let Austin tell everyone to.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, see, he already knew. Even though I did remember that time, that's a first, but he always does it, so I'm gonna let him do it. But thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in the next one.